Welcome back. This is chapter second, The Dress, written by Marga Minko, and today I'm going to explain page number 13. So, here we go. I followed the girl along the passage. That is, now the author decided that she would return only after meeting her, only after having a chat with her. So she decided to stay back, wait for her. And as she decided to wait there, so the girl welcomed her inside. And she was walking along the passage now. She was following the girl from the behind, and she was leading her through a passage, through a gallery, say. An old-fashioned iron Hanukkah candle holder hung next to a mirror, and what she observed there as they were walking down the passage, she found an iron Hanukkah, old-fashioned, old iron Hanukkah hung next to a mirror. Mirror was there, and next to the mirror hung old-fashioned iron Hanukkah candle holder. That was the candle holder. We never used it because it was much more cumbersome than a single candlestick. And they never used. Looking at that, she instantly realized that the thing belonged to them. It was their old possession. And she remembered instantly that they never used that iron Hanukkah because of its cumbersome size or weight, because it was too heavy or it took a lot of space, and that's why they never used it. Instead, they used other candlestick or other candle holders. Simple and lighter. Won't you sit down? Asked the girl. Now the girl asked her to come inside and sit down. That is, let's see, asked the girl. She held open the door of the living room, and I went inside past her. That is, as they reached near the living room, the girl opened the door, held it with her hand, and asked her to come inside and sit down. Now the author went past her. I stopped horrified. The author entered, and she was shocked. She was astonished. She was puzzled. I was in a room I knew and did not know. She got awestruck, and she realized that she was in a room she knew and did not know. That, looking at the things inside the room, she realized that she was in a familiar place. And then she realized that no, she was in some other's room. She was in Mrs. Dorling's house, in her house or in her room. So she instantly realized no, it cannot be. And maybe the way things were arranged, because everything was given its proper, everything was properly arranged in their house, and here things were not arranged in a proper order, in a proper way. So she instantly realized that no, it cannot be their house, or it cannot be her place. I found myself in the midst of things I did want to see again, but which oppressed me in this strange atmosphere. Okay, so here she says that she wanted so much to be with her old belongings, and now she was there in the midst, in the middle of her old belongings, but the way they were arranged, she found suffocated there. Okay, so after that, or because of the tasteless way everything was arranged, because of the ugly furniture or the muggy smell that hung there, I don't know. but I scarcely dared to look around me. So, she was feeling suffocated. The reason given here that maybe it was since all the things were arranged in a tasteless manner, not arranged in a proper way, or because of the furniture, because of the you know worn out furnitures, because of the muggy smell, that foul smell, that that damp kind of smell that hung around there. She felt suffocated. And then she says, I don't know but why she felt in that way, but she scarcely dared to look around. She hardly had the courage to look at the things around. She felt so bad, so suffocated there, looking at the things. I don't know. Okay, so after that, the girl moved a chair. I sat down and stared at the woolen tablecloth. Now the girl offered her a chair. She sat down, and then she stared. She looked at the woolen tablecloth. I rubbed it. My fingers grew warm from rubbing. She looked at the tablecloth and she realized that even that tablecloth was theirs. So she touched it now. She touched and she rubbed it. Rubbed it, and her finger grew warm from rubbing. That is, she felt so friendly. She felt so much of nearness, so much of attachment. You feel warm when you feel yourself in a friendly situation. You feel some kind of attachment from the other side. So she also felt in that way, because that belonged to her and she was touching it after a long time. I followed the lines of the pattern. Somewhere on the edge there should be a burn mark that had never been repaired. Now she was following a pattern, the pattern on the tablecloth, and she realized that somewhere there must be a burn mark in that tablecloth, which had never been repaired, which they could not repair. My mother'll be back soon, said the girl. I've already made tea for her. Will you have a cup? So after that, after offering her the seat, the chair, she prepared she prepared tea for her. She went maybe that she went into the kitchen and then she prepared tea, and she brought it for her. She asked for the tea, and at the same time informed her that she had also prepared tea for mother because mother was about to come. Thank you, she said. Thank you, because she was lost in all those things, and so she said thank you. That is, she said yes, please, you can yes, you can prepare it, and that she was ready to have it. She would take it. I looked up. The girl put cups ready on the tea table. She had a broad bag. Now she looked up. She found the girl put cups ready on the tea table. She was placing the cups on the tea table, and she followed here. She was following her, and she found the same appearance as the mother was having. That is, she had a broad back too, just like her mother. She poured tea from a white pot. Now she poured tea from a white pot. All it had was gold border on the lid. she was pouring tea from a white pot, and she realized that the lid of it was having a gold border, that is border of golden color. I remembered. She opened a box and took some spoons out. She remembered about that, about the teapot, and now the girl opened a box, and from the box she took out some spoons. That's a nice box, I heard my own voice. Now she looked at the box and she said it to herself, that's a nice box. It was a strange voice, and it was a strange voice because the box was now with the girl that should have been at their house at Arthur's place, but it was with her, so it was a strange voice. Maybe that previously she never appreciated the box because she was used to looking at it, but now since it was at a different place, so she was now appreciating it. As though each sound was different in this room, and each sound in the room seemed different to her. Oh, you know about them? She had turned round and brought me my tea. She laughed. So here, as she was preparing her tea, she spoke about those things. All those things, that is the spoon and the teapot and all. And she said, do you know about them? She said this. Then she presented tea. She offered tea to the author and laughed then. And then she gave a laugh. My mother says it's antique. We've got lots more. My mother, she says, informed her that her mother said that these are antique. These are old items and very valuable items, and that we have got lots more, and that they had got lots more of these types or these kinds. She pointed round the room. See for yourself. And then she pointed round the room and showed her that they had got lots of those antique things here in the room. I had no need to follow her hand. I knew which things she meant. And then the author just thought to herself. She just spoke to herself, and she said that no, I need not follow her hand or her fingers because she had every idea about what things she meant and what she wanted to say about. I just looked at the still life over the tea table. She just looked at the life over the tea table, and that is a still life, animated life, sorry, inanimated life. So she looked at the tea table and she was just thinking of it, that is, thinking of the tea table, how the tea table was arranged in their house, how the tea table looked. So she was imagining it looking at the tea table. As a child, I had always fancied the apple on the pewter plate, and she realized that as a child, she always fancied, she always thought that she always imagined apples on the pewter plates. She thought that the apple should be there on the pewter plates. We use it for everything, she said. And then the plate was there. Most probably she was offered tea on the pewter plate. That is, we use plates. So here she used the pewter plate to offer her the tea. And here she says, she mentions here that we use it for everything. The girl said that we use it for everything. That is, they used that plate for everything, for every purpose, from as a plate to or the plate on which they have their food. Everything, she said. Once we even ate of the plates hanging there on the wall, and she said that once even it so happened that they had their meals off the say the plates hanging there, that is those decorative antique plates hanging on the wall. I wanted it so much, but it wasn't anything special. Even the author says that even she wanted to have food off the plates, but it wasn't anything special, and it wasn't anything special for her. That is, she knew about those plates and she knew about everything in the house. I had found the burn mark on the tablecloth. Finally, she got the burn marks that she was looking for, and she got it finally. The girl looked questioningly at me as she got to the end of the burnt part of the tablecloth, and she looked at it with interest. The girl, that is, the girl there, Darling's daughter, also looked at her with questioning eyes. She had questions in her mind as why is she so much careful about the burn mark. Yes, I said, you got so used to touching all these lovely things in the house, or you hardly look at them anymore. So finally she said that yes, you got so used to touching all these lovely things in the house that you touch these lovely things so frequently that you are so used to it and hardly you pay any attention to any one of them. Okay, but since it's new, so I'm looking at this burn mark, and that's why it had gripped my attention. So this is all for now. Thank you.